We're going to look at what brotherhood means, why that's important to men's personal development, and we look at how we cultivate that. Tra-la-la. It can only mean one thing. It's a P for imperfect episode. Take a letter from the alphabet. We come up with a men's personal development term that correlates and starts with that letter, and then we do a deep dive into it and why it's important. So that letter today is B, brotherhood. Big term, brotherhood, bandied round, the brotherhood of man. So what is brotherhood? And what makes it a brotherhood rather than a network or a circle, for example? What makes it a brotherhood? Well, I think what makes it a brotherhood, what makes it a brotherhood for me, and I believe that I'm part of a brotherhood, is that it's a group that's banded together around a common aim, even if that's quite loose, but they're together for a purpose. They're related by that purpose around a shared purpose or idea. And they're invested in each other's success. You know, depending on what success means in terms of that particular brotherhood. You know, for example, I mean, this ain't just men, but like, you know, recovery programs. That's a brotherhood. You know, it's a brotherhood and a sisterhood. They're invested in keeping each other sober. So it makes it more than just a network. It makes it more than just a group of people you hang out with, right? You invest. You're going to pick up the phone. They'll be disappointed if you let yourself down. They'll celebrate with you. So that's what I think it makes something a brotherhood rather than a network. Invested in each other in a common aim around a subject or organization or idea or ideal. And because they're invested in each other, it isn't just a light-hearted, feel-good, build-you-up relationship. It's, I'm going to challenge you when you need to be challenged. I'm going to miss you when you're not there. I'm going to support you when you need to be supported. And I can rely on you doing the same. So we're invested in each other. So why is that important? Well, and why is it important in men's personal development work? Because men's personal development work is hard and it's easy to retreat into old behaviors or to retreat completely. So you need a network of men around you who are going to reach out for you when you vanish. They're going to pull you in. Are going to support you when you need supported. They're going to give you a kick in the arse when you need a kick in the arse. You know, just like your brother should. You know, if we had an archetypal brother, if we had that perfect brother, we all know it wouldn't be an easy relationship. There's brothers challenge each other, they bang against each other, they sharpen each other. You know, there's a saying, brother, you know, stone sharpens stone. It's like brother sharpens brother. Brother nurtures brother. And it's so important to have that within a personal development journey, because you can't just rely on your family and your friends. You know, your family, people always say this stuff about you should be able to talk to your partner or your family about anything. Dude, that can be a mistake. You know, if you're worried and you talk to your family, sometimes that's two of you worried. Now, it's not a problem shared, it's a problem halved. It's now a problem passed on, and a problem becomes a crisis, right? And take a problem to your friends, they just might make you feel good. Oh, let's just go out, we'll feel good. You take a problem to a brotherhood, and it's like, okay, I'll feel that with you. And I'm actually invested in some way. But whereas it don't affect me. And that's the key difference. It affects me because I'm affectionate towards you, because we're in this brotherhood. But I'm not going to starve because you're starving, right? And that gives me more freedom to help you, right? So you need a brotherhood of men who are supporting you on your men's personal development journey, who are not your family and who are not your friends, because they will hold you to account ruthlessly. They will not make excuses for you. and they will nurture you and hold you when you need to be nurtured and held. So what creates that environment? Well, I bring it back to the 4 C's. I bring most things back to the 4 C's. I think for a brotherhood to function, you need to have a deep connection with each other. You need to be willing to challenge and be challenged by them. You need to be contributing to them and be willing to let them contribute to you. And it also needs to be a place of celebration. Celebrate each other and be celebrated. I've gone into the 4 C's before and why that's important, but let's look at it in terms of a brotherhood. And I think the best and smallest version of a brotherhood you can think of within a men's group is, within men's personal development, is a men's group, right? So it's a little brotherhood that you create. Usually 10 to 12 men. I'll come back to why that's important afterwards. But it's usually a brotherhood of 10 to 12 men. And you could just come together and that'd be a sharing circle, and that's great. There are sharing circles and they work. I think that's different to a men's group, because I think a men's group has those 4 C's element really to work properly, to be a brotherhood. Otherwise, it is just a place where I go up, I share, and I get heard. That's good. There's value in that. It's not brotherhood. A brotherhood is, let's look at it in terms of a men's group. We are deeply connected to each other because we share vulnerability with each other. And say in terms of something like the Mankind Project or something, there's a shared experience, right? So we have a shared experience where we've come together around this experience and through this experience. And that gives us a shared language and a shared understanding. And we can start to assume that these men are of similar values to us, right? So we're connected in that way. That's part of brotherhood, right? We are willing to challenge each other. The group is willing to challenge each other. What is a men's group without challenge? If I keep showing up every week saying, I want to be like this and I want to be like that, and I want to be have a better relationship with my wife, and I keep coming every week and sharing how all I do is belittle her or don't pull my weight or whatever it is, right? At some point, if it's a decent brotherhood, if it's a decent men's group, someone's got to go, dude, will you look at your shit here? I'm hearing you every week talking about this stuff, and I don't see you doing anything about it. It's just waffle, right? Now that may seem, for many who are used to kind of some organisations sharing circles, that may seem tough and like you wouldn't want it. But I guarantee you would, because someone's got to. That's what your brother would do. Your brother would say, dude, are you going to sort your shit out, or am I just going to listen to this every week? Right? So we need that element of challenge. And we need to call other people out on their bullshit too. Otherwise, what is it? Why are we there? It's navel gazing. It's not a brotherhood. That's a support group. That's not a brotherhood. Right? So it needs challenge. So connection, challenge, contribution. Why do we go? Well, we go because we want to get something from it. But in my journey with men's groups and with trying to build brotherhood, what I give away is what I keep. So I go to try and share what I can with those men in terms of skills that I've picked up, life experience, I don't know, whatever it is, my time, I will share with those men because I'm contributing to their lives and they're contributing to mine. There's an exchange of contribution, which means it isn't just listening, it isn't just challenging, it isn't just, it's nice to see you. We're benefiting, we're invested, but not invested in that same way your family and your friends are, because we're coming together around this sole purpose, right? And connection, challenge, contribution, fantastic. But it's going to be a bit dull if there's no fun, right? And I don't just mean play, I don't just mean socialising with each other and getting to know that, although, you know, I've been in 2 significant men's groups in my life, I think. Both lasted for 7 years. And, these were men who I trusted with the deepest, darkest things that I was going through for those 7 years, each of those 7 years. And we had a load of fun with each other. It was a lot of fun. These guys became very, very close to me. One of them even spoke at my wedding. One of them was the first man that I called when when I thought my father had died, and it turned out he hadn't. That's a mad story, but I'll come to that. These are men who, when I was fucking up, were the first ones there who said, dude, you're fucking up. And we're going to keep coming until you admit it. Right? That's brotherhood. But there was joy to it as well. And when I did recover, when I started putting one foot in front of the other and things got better, they helped me celebrate that. And I've celebrated some of their big victories with them. And that's what gives it its depth. I don't think you can truly have a men's group without building brotherhood. And I don't think you can build brotherhood without having connection, challenge, contribution, and celebration. I just don't think that you can. So, yeah, where was I going with that? Yeah, so that's brotherhood to me. I think I've outlined what makes brotherhood different from a friendship group. Why is that so important to us? Well, one, it's a nice thing to have. It helps us in our growth. But I believe it's deeper than that. I believe it's something in our DNA that cries out for us in our lives to have a small group of men that we can call brothers, that are not necessarily from our direct family. Because we would have had that. As hunter-gatherers, we would have had that, right? We would have had a small group. And to me, it's no mistake that men's groups work best when they're like 10 to 12 men, right? Because when you look at the earliest cave paintings of hunting parties, it's around that group. And researchers showed that beyond 12, we find it difficult to communicate because we can't communicate simply because it's become bigger. The group's become bigger. When you're 12, you can communicate very simply. It's very easy to speak and be heard, even if all of you are vying for position. It don't become overwhelming, right? So I think somehow we're wired to have a group of ride and dies, a group of men who we know 100% will be there for us because we will be there for them. But we know they're going to expect good things from us too. They're going to expect us to be competent. They're going to encourage us to be effective. They're going to be encourage us to be in the best state we can be to contribute to that small group. And if you look at our societies that have been built then, it was very common to have larger groups, 100 or so, but you'd have small parties who worked on common goals together, who knew they lived or died together, so that they could then go out and benefit the community larger. So I don't think brotherhood is exclusive of society. It's not some weird culty thing. I think it's inclusive of society. It's just we come together so that we can sharpen our tools to be of benefit to our communities when we go back. I think that's the very nature of, and look at that as a metaphor for men's work. What is the men's group for? I go there so I can get in the best shape that I can possibly be, so that I can go back and benefit to those around me. Men's groups are this great tool that we had that we forgot because they help us nurture brotherhood. And if you look at men who are depressed, as well as telling you they've not got connection, they feel isolated, they've not got challenge, they're bored, they don't feel they're contributing, what they do doesn't matter, and they don't feel like they're celebrated, no one cares if I'm here or not, they will tell you that they lack a sense of brotherhood. They lack feeling part of a group of men. And with good reason. We've created an environment where men terrorize other men quite a lot, where we cause men to close down rather than open up. If we can build brotherhood, true brotherhood, we build not only a space where we can open up, we build an incubator for our own success. We build an incubator to help us grow into the best versions of ourselves so we can be of benefit to us, to our communities, to our families, to our planet. Men getting together to work together should not be feared, it should be celebrated. Because men are getting together to try and work out their shit so that we are better husbands, partners, fathers, sons, employees, entrepreneurs, leaders, followers, whatever it is, we can be better if we put down, I've got to do it on my own, and we pick up, I need a group of brothers who are going to help me with this. So I always tell people to join a men's group. I think this personal development journey is not impossible, but you have much less chance of success if you are not surrounded by a group of men who are willing to hold you in brotherhood and hold you to account. If you ever want information about joining men's groups, do reach out to me. It's one of the roles that I fulfill within the Mankind Project is helping men's groups thrive, and they hold 3 online men's groups. I can help you get involved with those. So, there's millions of ways to get in contact with me. Please do find one of them, and I'll help you if I can, because this sense of brotherhood, I think, is make or break in your men's personal development journey. All right. Take care. Bye. Stay connected. Keep doing the work. Peace out. Where's me sign? P for imperfect. Let me letters moved. That's because it ain't perfect.